Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to the podcast. I'm really delighted about today's guest, Virginia Elder, and she is an entrepreneur. She's a podcaster as well, and she is the host of Reaching Abundance, helping independent financial professionals grow their business through podcasting. And specifically, we're going to talk about video, what she does, and how to help clients grow and reach more clients through video podcasting. So I'm really excited about this conversation. So, Virginia, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me, Chris. Thanks.
Yeah. And briefly introduce yourself and we'll dive into the questions.
Sure. As you said, I'm Virginia Elder. The podcast production company is called Podcast Abundance. And I did start out with the show called Reaching Abundance in 2019. I restarted it in 2024. And then earlier this year, I actually rebranded. And so now the show is called Podcasting for Financial Professionals. Just be real clear there, call out who I serve. And our brands are always evolving. So even the professionals don't have it perfect. Just throw that out there. But yeah, we've been editing and managing video first shows since 2019. And as you can tell, I love the financial niche. I have an accounting background and love my people at FinCon and have just really enjoyed the financial space.
Yeah. I know you and me, we talked about the FinCon space and a lot of influencers, creators, the PodFest space, and we'll dive into it. You're a successful host, and you've also done a lot of the background work for a lot of shows. What do people come to you for? Is it through your podcast, or is it to help with editing, growing their podcast? What do they hire you to do?
Yeah. So the primary service that we provide is editing, and that kind of gets coupled in with the back end management of the entire production. Whether or not they want to do video, if they're not going to do a video show, I don't turn them away. I like audio as well. That's like the beginnings of the podcast space. But yeah, whether they need help with audio or video, and then we're able to take on a lot of the reels and shorts and social media needs. SEO is my favorite acronym. Anything having to do with podcasting with a purpose to attract clients, that is where I like to hang out. I have lots of conversations with clients about, who are you attracting? What language you're using? What are you offering? Do they want to book a call, or is that scary? Maybe you should offer them something else. And just really try to hone in what is going to work for their show, for their specific business. And of course, that ends up being some coaching along with the editing and management. But that's where I love to hang out.
Interesting. Yeah, delving into it, because a lot of people, they just want to do podcasting because everybody else is doing it. So what do most business owners get wrong about podcasting as a marketing tool?
Yeah. The number one thing that I find is that they're actually not being clear with what they do for the business. I can listen to your show and I can like you and want to have a beer with you and hang out, and you're my best friend in my earbuds all day, right? But I might not know what you do or what I can buy from you. So the biggest thing is being really clear with a call to action, with your services, with something that you offer, so they can take that next step with you, because otherwise they just like you, but they don't know how to take that next step.
Yeah. Interesting. And now that we honed it down, what should people, either starting a podcast or they currently have a podcast and they want to take it to the next level, what should they be doing specifically to start having a podcast that converts rather than just adds noise?
Yeah, that's a great question. I love it. The biggest thing is to recognize that in this podcast space, within most of the listening apps or even on YouTube, there's no direct button that's like, sign me up for your email list or buy this product, unless they happen to click one of the links that you drop in the description. But even then, it's still a clunky connection. So, as a podcaster, as a host, you have to establish that connection. That conversion loop is what I call it. So, there has to be an email subscriber option on the back end. Maybe you offer them a free mini course or something to get them into your business ecosystem so they can really start to dive into some of your services. And again, to be clear with that call to action, I want there to be a call to action in every single episode. It should be in your intro, in the outro, at least. Maybe you are just this natural conversationalist and you can work your freebie into any conversation. That's amazing. Most people can't do that. So, even as a business owner, I encourage you to sponsor, quote unquote, here, your own show. So run a commercial by you, for your business in your show so that it's really clear. Oh, I just heard Chris and he was having this great conversation. And then here's him talking about how I can join his group. Okay, great. Now I know what to do. And so it's that clear action step that they are looking for. And that's how you start to really create traction in converting listeners to clients.
Interesting. So then the next question I have for you is, now that we've gotten crystal clear about that call to action and kind of your niche as well, talk about just in the terms of how do you get discovered? Where do clients go? Is it podcast SEO? Is it chat GPT? Is it social media? How do you help clients expand their reach and get found?
Yeah. So the entire marketing space is increasingly often a pay to play space. For a really long time, we've gotten lucky with social media, with podcasting, with YouTube, and you can and have been able to grow a channel without paying for ads. We're starting to get to a point where there are so many, like you said earlier, there's so much noise that SEO is super, super important if you want to show up in people's search results, whether it's in a podcast app, whether it's in a Google search, whether it's in a YouTube search. The words that you use and the phrases that you use in your titles and especially in that first paragraph of your episode's description are really important. Don't clutter the front of your episode name with like episode number, blah, 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 summer mini series, this, and then we finally get to what the heck your episode's about. Put that key phrase up front in your episode description and in the title. Make it really clear what those episodes are about and how they help that person. Because when people are searching, they are looking for a specific solution. So create episodes that provide solutions and then title them really well. Yes, post on social media. Try to not just say, hey, new episode, listen to my new thing. Nobody's going to click on that. But if you can summarize your episode in a way that makes it enticing, that's, oh, I want to hear about that. That's that way to draw people in. And the biggest thing is what we're doing right now, guesting on other people's episodes. That is still the number one way to reach new audiences. Chris, I don't think your people know me. They will after this episode. So it's like that. And same thing when I have you on my show, my people are going to get to know you. So it's still the number one, what I call like inner podcast networking. So that is how you grow a channel or a show. It's that collaboration piece. It's super important.
Interesting. Yeah, looking back, I think the last election was won through podcasting and just going on like Joe Rogan and
Yeah.
So the other question I get for quite often is people that haven't started or they're in their early journey. They have these things like, oh, I gotta get 1 million followers like Mr. Beast, or I gotta be Joe Rogan.
Yes. Oh my
Like,
goodness. That's what you think, right? You think I'm not successful unless I reach these numbers because we are so exposed to these big creators. It's normalized now that, oh, I need to be like so and so. Actually, what real people, real potential clients are looking for is who you actually are, and you not trying to impersonate some famous personality. They don't want you like screaming into the microphone, being crazy energetic, and that's not really even who you are. They're looking for that authenticity. And I know that's a buzzword that people get tired of, but truly being yourself. If you're weird, great. Be weird. They are attracted to you because that's just you. I know that I pause lengthily in between thoughts and sentences. That is not something that I can train myself out of. I've been trying for years and it doesn't work. That's just who I am because that's me thinking about what I'm going to say next. I happen to be thoughtful about the words that I use and how I use them. So if that's you, do that. Like just be yourself. They're looking for that real person that they feel like they can connect with, right? Again, like I said earlier, if I like you enough that I think I want to hang out with you, it's even more likely that I would do business with you.
Interesting. Yeah, no, really, a follow-up question, because you and me were talking backstage and we were talking about video, and should people that are like, they haven't started a podcast or they're audio only, how important is video?
Yeah, so that is a tumultuous question right now. We've seen this influx of video in the podcasting space. We've seen lots of podcast platforms make wild adjustments to be able to accept video. And then on the back end, what we're seeing is fragmented stats. You've got your YouTube subscribers, you've got your Spotify followers, then you've got your people on Apple and all of the other, and you're just like, they all measure subscribers and followers and listeners and downloads all different ways. It is a mess. Honestly, it is a mess. So I want to encourage people to step back and be like, is my face being on video and them seeing me and my facial expressions and my personality, is that important for my brand? Will that allow those people to connect with me better? If the answer is yes, then you want to integrate video into whatever content you're creating. If not, then voice has been proven to be a very connective tool. There's not really like a wrong answer there. If you're not comfortable being on video or you feel like you want to take like lessons before you get on video, that's fine. Do what you can do that provides the least amount of barrier. Because when you look at the big shows, like all the creators that we know their names, they have millions of followers, they're big hotshots in the industry. Look how long they've been creating content. It is like 10 years that they've been working on this time and time again, week after week, without missing sometimes. So the sooner you get started in the best way that you can is better. And you can add layers of complexity later, because trust me, adding video is a massive layer of complexity.
Yeah.
You're laughing because
It's like you gotta, and it's, I mean, it's really because you talked about the importance of podcasting and then video. The other question I have for you is, how important are short form videos these days?
shorts are what everybody is doing when they're waiting for their doctor's visit or stuck in traffic even. Like you can look over in the cars next to you when you're at a stoplight and they are scrolling. They're on TikTok or shorts or something. Even the kids these days are in YouTube shorts constantly. So just for the awareness piece at all, right? Just basic, even if it doesn't convert to subscribers or website visits, whatever metric you want to track that's important to your brand, but just to exist on some of these feeds, that's so important these days. For some people, if they hear your name, Google your brand, and or even go into whatever, let's say TikTok is their favorite thing, and they go into TikTok and they search for you and you're not there, you don't have a legitimate business. That's what they think now. That's like the trend of the way that people view businesses and business owners. So just for the piece of legitimacy of, hey, I exist on this platform, that's the piece where shorts and reels are important.
Interesting. So I know you talk about because you help clients turn podcast listeners into business leads or paying using them. What is it? And tell the audience more about it so they can reach out to you and connect with you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, CRAFT is an acronym that I came up with just to help structure the things that you want to do within your podcast. So, some of the primary pieces that are often missed include the items in this acronym. So C is for content. So your content's got to be interesting. You've got to focus in on niche topics. And like I said earlier, you've got to provide solutions that people are looking for. If you are a financial advisor and people have questions about what the max contribution is for an IRA this year, maybe do an episode about that, right? It seems basic. It's totally something that people can Google, but you are the one providing that solution. So they are going to start trusting you. And you just continue to create answers to their questions in the form of podcast episodes. So that's C, that's content. CRAFT, CRAFT. So R is for repurpose. That's where we get into the shorts and the reels that we were talking about earlier. You can repurpose your episodes onto your website as blogs through a plugin automatically. You can chop things into reels. You can share your cover art or your guest's photo on social media and talk about this engaging conversation. You want to repurpose on any platforms that you feel are important for your brand. A is for action. So that's where we go back to what I said earlier about having a call to action in every episode, maybe 2 to 3 times in that episode. It doesn't have to be salesy or begging for people to join your email list. No, keep it simple. Do something like this where I'm speaking about my expertise and I'm going to offer you a free download to be able to follow this CRAFT framework in your own show. So it does not have to be salesy, but make sure you're asking for conversion in every episode. The F is for feature. That's where we get into what we were talking about earlier with guesting being like the best way to network within the podcast space and get exposure to other audiences. So interviews, having experts on, pulling even clips, like even if you didn't interview the person, but there's a clip that's been published and you can pull it down and then speak about what was said in that clip. That's a great way to still feature experts on your show, but not have to interview them. Lots of creativity can happen there. And then track. Track is the final thing. That's where I want you to really take record of your metrics, of the pieces that are important to you. Did you say something in an episode and then all of a sudden there were 200 more visits to your website? Cool. What did we say in that episode? We want to know, right? Because we probably need to repeat that at some point. So, your metrics, your feedback from your audience, and any statistics around your show. That is the CRAFT framework, CRAFT, content, repurpose, action, feature, and track. And thank you, Chris, for letting me run through all of that.
Yeah. For the listeners, Virginia's links will be in the show notes so you can check out that and connect with her. One final question I have for you is, how do you see artificial intelligence and all these apps and influencing podcasting, video, and just marketing in general?
Yeah. At this point, I see it as a very helpful tool in many cases. There are, and even in my newsletter, honestly, today, I sent out an ask about, hey, what show notes AI platform are you guys liking? Send me your feedback. I would like to know. There are a couple that I've been using. I am interested in experimenting with a couple of others. And with that, I want to just post this as a caveat to say, yes, we drop our episodes in, even for clients, even for my show. We do not Good God, please don't do this. We do not copy and paste the show notes that the AI comes up with. Like, generally, it's helpful, but I would never copy and paste that into your show notes. It sounds like AI. It's a lot of times wrong. Like, they will mishear a term that you say, especially financial terms. So you got to watch out there. But anyway, so go through it, have an admin go through it, and use the AI as inspiration for your show notes, but definitely don't copy and paste. But anyways, I see it as a great, very useful, helpful tool. There's even tools for video that will help process camera switching, help crop your frame better, center you in the frame. There's a lot of amazing tools out there. What I see in the future is we're already starting to see a lot of this AI garbage. And there's like a specific term for it. I can't think of it right now, but it's just AI completely made up. Half of it's not even true, and it's just junk. That's totally fake. So people are going to be looking for you, a real human with real expressions, with mistakes in your sentences, with crazy hair day or whatever is going on. They're craving that real person behind the brand even more so than the AI generated junk that we're going to start to see even more.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. It just reminds me, I get a couple emails a day where OpenAI says ChatGPT is making all of these errors. Just read through it and edit it and make it your own. So
yes, 100% make it your own, and make sure the keywords that it thinks you should be using are actually what you wanted to use for that episode, or that it focuses on the point that you wanted that episode to hammer home. Yeah.
how can people connect with you, visit your website, follow you, reach out to you?
Yeah. I'm at I almost said the old brand. Podcasting for Financial Professionals is the show, and it's podcastingforfinancialprofessionals.com. And then the production company is podcastabundance.com.
Excellent. I really enjoyed this conversation and really thoughtful answers, and keep up the great work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I thank you for letting me be here.